All right, guys, welcome back. We've got a very exciting day today. We are visiting here in Georgia, and we are meeting with Ruben from Damage Control Customs. And it's awesome. I mean, already you guys can see the awesome Humvees that he got, and I'm so jealous. But we'll leave that for later. So, thank you very much
Very
for the
welcome.
opportunity to meet with you and to see your Humvees and equipment. I mean, this is awesome. And I think I probably got, it always goes down to those three questions that people are interested in. And I would say the first question I have is how about tell us a little bit about you
Sure.
and about your brand? Just a little bit background so people could better get an idea of the face behind Damage Control Customs and kind of like learn more. And I know for me it's awesome to see the parts online, but it's even more awesome to see the face behind the company or behind the brand, which that's what I'm excited, to meet with you today.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's start from that. So who is Ruben, and a little bit about the brand Damage Control Customs.
Sure. Absolutely. So obviously he's already introduced me. Ruben is the name. Um, I would say I'm just like probably more than likely most of your viewers, an average guy, nobody special, nothing fancy about me. And the only reason I'm even here is because one day, my wife calls it a mini midlife crisis. I just decided to buy a Humvee out of nowhere, and this was the time where the Humvees all came with the off-road onlys. So I had no clue if I could even title this thing. So just probably like most of your viewers, they're sitting there struggling with, hey, can I even title this thing? Should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Well, back then, it definitely were all off-road onlys, and that's when I bought my first one. And really, what happened from there was a snowball effect. Bought my first one, I enjoyed it. I bought my second one. I actually ended up buying two more, and then people were interested in the Humvees that I had. I was like, well, okay, sure, I'll sell you one of mine. And the truth of the matter is, what happened was one day I was just driving down the road, and a gentleman asked me a question and said, my boss is looking for three of these. I was like, well, I've only got two. He's like, well, I want three. So I ended up having to reach out to a gentleman that I knew to complete the transaction and found a third one for him. And quite honestly, from there, it just kind of snowballed or blossomed or whatever you want to call it from that point in time. And it's just kind of rolled from there. And so
Cool.
that's how we get to where we're at today. But very quickly, I wanted to just describe the words damage control custom, where that comes from.
Sure.
That actually goes back to my military roots. I
Okay.
was ex-Navy, and my rate was a damage controlman, hence why it's called Damage Control Customs.
Okay.
I was on an aircraft carrier, hence why we have the wings, and the axe and the hammer is the symbol for the firefighter. That's why you have the axe and
Awesome.
and the hammer on it, and that's how we got to where we're at and who I am.
That's awesome, guys. I mean, wow, I'm so excited to learn all of this. I'm not sure. Am I going through a midlife crisis right now?
Or aren't we all?
Or what should I take from this? Should I buy another three trucks? Because that sounds great to me. But this is awesome. What a beautiful story, and like we all just coming from different backgrounds and end up just with very expensive hobby, but the Humvees, that's what connects between all of us. Just guys that love, I guess, Lego for big boys,
Adults.
yeah,
Yeah.
adults. But yeah, that's awesome. So my second question here is probably, I looked at some of your products, and I noticed you have a lot of really cool stuff for the Humvees, like radios and like electrical stuff and intercom systems, and pretty much everything. You got everything. But that's something that I noticed that you have more than others, and I thought maybe this is something that you specialize in more. So I didn't know. So my second question is there is anything that you specialize in, specific parts, or anything like that,
Yeah.
or
It's a fair question, honestly. So I would say my focus is Humvees. So
okay,
pretty much most things related to Humvees. Everybody's got to know their limits and their skill set and their capabilities.
okay,
Things that I don't do are things like engine swaps, transmission swaps. It's just out of my skill set, so I
okay,
don't do those kinds of things. But everything that I do when it comes to things that I'm reselling and such, I try to make sure it's focused on Humvee specifically. And
Okay.
quite honestly, how do I even get to selling those things is, I end up having an interest in something. I wanted an intercom in my Humvee one day,
Yeah.
and I started researching about it, reading the training manuals, and somehow I ended up with pallets of this stuff. In fact, as you walked in, that's what I'm offloading on the pickup
Yeah.
truck is more Vic One equipment that I've purchased from a friend of mine. So
Cool.
focused on Humvees and primarily focused on things that I'm interested in, and I just end up buying more than I probably should have bought to begin with.
That's cool. That's cool. Good to know. Awesome. So there is a lot of stuff still coming this way, which is awesome. And I'm definitely, this is gonna be one of my stops, damage control for Humvee stuff, and I'm excited about it. And now, after seeing the face here of behind the scenes and all the equipment, I'm even more excited. And I think this is pretty much gives an idea to all of these guys out there and about damage control customs. And I think probably my last question for today that is might be a little bit challenging, but I always love to know, okay, what's next? What's next for your brand? Where do you see your brand in the future? Where do you want your brand to be in the future? Yeah.
That's a very
I know it's a tricky one.
it's one that I personally struggle with. It's one that I get asked by other people. It's one that my own wife asks me about. It's one that I ask myself about, and I kind of play ping pong with it, depending on what's going on in my life, in my personal career and such, and I go back and forth of where I want to take it. So in fact, I want to relay it back to your viewers to ask them what should be the future of this brand, because I'm clearly undecisive about it. Do I keep it as a hobby and keep it where it's at, keep it small, or do I go ahead and elevate it and turn it into an actual big company and a big corporation and such? And I don't know the right answer to that, and I think there's pros and cons in either direction I take it to.
Cool. Yeah, I think I totally can relate to that. I think that anything with Humvees, it's kind of like it's just a journey. It's part of a journey, and we are going through this journey now with the Humvee and with everything that's going on in our life and our journey. But I totally can understand, and this is exciting. I think that I love the journey, and I think that this is important part is to see where it's heading. And you guys feel free to write some comments of what you think. Would you like, companies that deals with Humvees equipment or Humvees or even just brands like damage control, or just what you guys need, what you guys want, and what you guys looking for more. And that would give a pretty good idea about maybe, where your brand will
3
be
years
in
from
the
now,
future.
where should we be at?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you hope I should be at? Should I keep it as is, keep it small, or go bigger? There's advantages in all of it.
Yeah.
Keeping it small, it's a personal relationship. When somebody's buying a Humvee from me, or somebody wants me to do something on a Humvee, they're texting me directly. They're
Right.
talking with me directly.
Right.
And there's a pro and con in that. Unfortunately, the con in that is it's a single widget.
Yeah.
You're working on one widget at a time, and you can only grow that so far. The pro in that is, hey, you've got a personal relationship, and a lot of people that have purchased from me still send me Christmas cards, and sometimes I send them Christmas cards or birthday wishes, and randomly get boxes of cigars in the house from some guy that bought a Humvee from me 3 years ago.
Not bad.
I think, so by the way, let's say thank you to Addison for that. He's the
Alright.
gentleman that used to be in Florida, now is in Texas, just recently sent me, I think, a box of 5 or a box of 10 cigars, and he bought a truck at least 2 years ago, if not 3 years ago.
Cool. This is pretty awesome, and
Sure.
I'm so happy that you're all about quality and relationship with the people, because this is what we love, and we love to see that. And it's so hard to find nowadays, good quality products and good quality people that actually care. Everything is kind of like more on the corporation side, and You know,
volume.
right? Volume goes up, quality goes down, and we don't like to see it. So we are very excited to meet you and to see that, okay, this is going the right way. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. And now let's take a look at some of these awesome Humvees. See you later. Alright guys, just a little recap for a visit at Damage Control Customs. It was awesome. I really enjoyed meeting with Ruben and seeing all of these cool Humvees. And we also got some cool parts, new deep water fording snorkel for our Humvee, which is really cool. I'm so excited about it. And we got some really cool mud flaps for our airlift bumper. Anyway guys, like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps and really makes us feel good that we have support and that we're doing the right thing by bringing good and quality content to you guys. So yeah, like and subscribe and come visit again. Thank you.